You know Major League Baseball is trending in the right direction when Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman of First Take, two guys that never talk baseball, end up talking baseball. They discuss Trevor Bauer versus Fernando Tatis Jr. And again, even if you don't like ESPN because they never talk about baseball, that is a fantastic sign. But anyways, what's going on, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. I am so excited to get into today's video because we have Shohei Ohtani making history, doing something for the first time in 100 years. We also have the Rockies GM, the guy who traded Nolan Arenado in one of the most lopsided trades ever. He resigned because of how embarrassing he has been as general manager. And then also, the Marlins versus the Brewers. Corbin Burnes is trying to add to his record of most strikeouts in a row without a single walk. How did he do? Now, if you guys are brand new to the channel, we do this every single day, so don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. We are getting so close to 300,000 subs. And also use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek if you want to save $20 off your sports tickets and any other tickets that you can find. Let's go ahead and kickstart the video with Cleveland versus Minnesota. Franmil Reyes, with those 2 RBIs, is now up to 15 RBIs and a 911 OPS. J-Ram ties it up, and then Jordan Luplow walks it off. Can we talk about Jordan Luplow as well? 6 home runs, a 10.06 OPS, and also Emmanuel Clase and James Karinchak. They have been absolutely filthy. Unless you're talking about Gio Urshela a year ago in the playoffs. But so far in 2021, they've been fantastic, and good for Jordan Luplow, good for Franmil Reyes and J-Ram, kind of like the heart and soul of that Cleveland offense, because everyone else, stinky. Jeff Bridich, the man who traded Nolan Arenado for belly button lint and 4 orange peanut M&Ms, has resigned. Finally, Foolish Baseball kind of called it in his video a few weeks, maybe even months ago, by saying the Rockies stink, and it was about time. I'm really hoping that the new GM can kind of right the ship and maybe convince Trevor Story to stay, because he's going to sign other key free agents and have them work out, because Jake McGee, Wade Davis, Brian Shaw, they wasted so much money on those guys, and that was because Jeff Bridich doesn't really have a keen eye for selecting talent. I know that German Marquez and Kyle Freeland and Santana are pretty solid, but it was about time for him to go. The vibes were just really weird in Colorado, so he left, and unfortunately, the Rockies offense must have gone with him, because you shall refer to the San Francisco Giants as the first place San Francisco Giants. They scored 9 runs in the first 2 innings. Mauricio Dubon drives in 4 RBIs, and then Evan Longoria and Buster Posey drive in 3 RBIs each. But to me, the story of the game was Anthony Desclafani, a complete game shutout with 9 strikeouts. Again, they are now tied with the Dodgers for first place after going 7-3 in their last 10 games. And one more note on Buster Posey and Evan Longoria. Posey's up to a .327 batting average with 5 home runs. Longoria is hitting .316 with 4 home runs. I mean, again, doesn't that just sound like we're in the prime of 2013, 2014? We're not. They're kind of old. I mean, I'm not saying that they're out of their prime, but they're 30 plus years old. I can't believe that they're still doing this. So hey, round of applause to the Giants. They're playing fantastic right now. Reason why the Dodgers are now tied for first place is because they took an L yesterday against the Reds and Tyler Mahle. He went 5 innings, only allowed 1 run, and had 5 strikeouts. He is very under the radar. A lot of people are not talking about him as one of the better pitchers in the National League. I'm not saying that he's as good as Luis Castillo and Sonny Gray, but he's getting up there. He is performing very well ever since 2020 started. Seager did make the game a little interesting because he goes yard off Amir Garrett to tie it, but Jesse Winker stays hot with a 2-run home run. Did you guys know since the beginning of 2020, he has one of the highest OPS in all of baseball, top 10 in offensive OPS, I believe maybe even since the second half of 2019. He has been special, and the Reds, they're not letting him go anytime soon. For all of the press that the last game the Dodgers and the Padres got, I mean, you got to put some respect on the Braves versus Cubs yesterday, because this game was exciting as can be. The Braves scored 4 runs in the first. Now you're thinking, uh-oh, the Cubs, they're a very roller coaster offense. There's no way that they're going to be able to tie this ball game or even take the W. Chris Bryant has other things in mind. He ties it up with a granny, and then Freddie Freeman says, I'm the MVP now. I got this, with a 3-run home run that pretty much wins the game. The Cubs lose their 3rd in a row, but MVP Chris Bryant is back. So now we have MVP Chris Bryant back. You have Bryce Harper raking. Mike Trout is doing big things. I would say right now, collectively, we might be looking at the greatest talent of baseball players that has ever existed. Jacob deGrom, Shohei Ohtani, two-way superstars, Mike Trout at the top of his game. I mean, seriously, Ronald Acuna Jr., Juan Soto, Fernando Tatis Jr., even Akil Baddoo, throw him out there, a guy that's never played above AAA, and he's raking. I mean, come on. One small note I do want to make is that the Braves should have definitely kept Mark Melancon. That bullpen is a little bit sus. Melancon would have been much better as a closer over Will Smith because Smith, he tends to implode a whole lot more. Shohei Ohtani, for the first time in 100 years, the last player to do this was Babe Ruth. I can't believe a century ago. He is the first starting pitcher to have a start while also simultaneously leading the league as a hitter in home runs. So he came into that with 7 home runs, again, tied for first place. I mean, that doesn't even make sense. He did suffer a horrible first inning. His command was all over the place. He gave up a 3-run home run to Nate Lau, who is breaking out this year. But the offense, as well as himself, they have his back. As he goes the next 4 innings of scoreless baseball, he was disgusting. Now, he did kind of have another blister from throwing his splitter, so maybe he's going to throw that splitter less often, maybe once every 10 or 15 pitches, and throw that new, I call it a slide, it's a slider cutter, so would you call it a clutter, or would you call it a collider? I don't know what you would call it. Jared Walsh drives in 2 RBIs. Mike Trout goes 4 for 5, and 3 home runs later, the Angels were at 9 runs as they win 9-4. You absolutely have to love when the Angels are healthy and Shohei Ohtani is on the bump. If that's happening, they're the most exciting team in baseball over the Padres. As long as Ohtani's healthy, Rendon's in that lineup, and Trout is going 4 for 5. I mean, come on, that is must-see TV. I don't mean to sound dramatic, but the Royals are kind of playing like must-see TV as well. They are refusing to lose just like the A's over the past few weeks. I mean, I think that we could all agree that the Royals were going to be better, but no one saw them being in first place in the entire American League, almost going into the month of May. Carlos Santana is starting to heat up. He hits a 2-run home run. Whit Merrifield, he drives in an RBI, so that is just enough, as Akil Baddoo barely misses a home run, so he has a leadoff triple, and then the Tigers, with their anemic offense, they are by far the worst in terms of OPS as a team. They choke that leadoff triple. They are unable to tie the ball game. So the Royals are pretty much getting it done by being average at everything. They're not top 10 in runs, OPS, anything like that. They're 13th to 15th in almost anything that matters. So again, they're pretty good at most things, but they're not elite at anything, if that makes sense. Actually, I would say that their bullpen is heading towards the elite category. So yeah, good job to the Royals, as well as the A's, who could be going on yet another win streak as they beat the Rays 2-1 yesterday. Steven Piscotty ends up saving the game in the 3rd inning, as Sean Manaea and Rich Hill was pretty fun to watch. They're 2 completely different players. Rich Hill actually had more strikeouts, even though you would think that Sean Manaea is the strikeout guy in that matchup. Sean Murphy hits a home run in the 4th inning, and again, because of that Steven Piscotty web gem, the Rays only score 1, and that A's bullpen is nasty. Even without Liam Hendricks, with Diekman and all the other guys that they have in that bullpen, they are still really good. The Brewers were involved in yet another shutout as Corbin Burns was pitching, so you know a shutout was going to happen. The only thing is the Marlins shut out the Brewers and they won 8-0. So that is the first loss of the season for Corbin Burns. I will say his record is still in place. He had 9 strikeouts and 0 walks. So that is 49 consecutive strikeouts without a single walk. But you have to put some respect on Trevor Rogers and the Marlins. Rogers carves up the Brewers 6 innings, 0 earned runs, and 7 strikeouts. The offense does erupt. Jazz Chisholm is on pace for a 30-30-30 season. That is 30 home runs, 30 stolen bases, and 30 doubles. I don't think that he's going to do that, but he has the talent. He's on pace. So let me know in the comment section down below. Is he going to be the 30-30-30 guy, or is he going to fall just short? I'm thinking 20 home runs, 30 doubles, and 30 stolen bases. So either way, he's going to be elite. Cedric Mullins absolutely destroys the Yankees. He flashes some pop yesterday with his first ever multi-home run game. He reclaims the Major League hit lead as well with 31, or maybe even 32. He's one ahead of the guy in 2nd place. All while Matt Harvey is kind of dealing 6 innings, 1 earned run, as Valdez converts a 4-out save. Now, I do want to note that Aaron Boone was ejected. He said that the umpires were quote-unquote bullying, so we'll have to see if Yankees fans consider this to be soft, if they think that this is going to electrify that Yankees offense, because they are bottom 5 in OPS. I mean, they're playing like the Detroit Tigers right now, offensively. Zach Wheeler owes Rhys Hoskins dinner for the rest of the week, because Hoskins, he makes it 1-0 as Zach Wheeler goes 8 innings, only allows 1 hit, 1 earned run, and 9 strikeouts. That's the second time already this season that he has gone 7 or more innings and only allowed 1 hit. And Hoskins adds another one for his MLB leading 8th home run. Now, I don't forget all the haters that were saying Rhys Hoskins needs to be cut and banned from the city of Philadelphia because he was so bad for so long. I mean, I understand why they were kind of giving up on him, but the talent was always there. Nolan Arenado almost wins it, and he slams his helmet after realizing it went into the glove. And poor Adam Wainwright, he goes 9 innings, so a complete game, and gets the L. You kind of got to feel bad for him. The Cardinals offense, they were quieted by Zach Wheeler, and I mean, I can't believe I'm saying this, the Phillies bullpen. And last but not least, the Astros beat the Mariners 5-2 yesterday in a battle of the American League West. You have Yordan Alvarez and Gurriel making it 2-0 in the early innings, and Jose Altuve, in his return from the IL, he drives in 2 RBIs. Urquidy goes a solid 6 innings, only allowing 2 earned runs as the Mariners fall to 5-5 in their last 10 games. So basically what happened a few years ago with the Mariners, I think it was 2018, they started off 13-2. Everyone's like, oh my God, the Mariners. And then they ended the season, I think 20 to 25 games below 500. So all of these teams that are exceeding expectations right now, are they a flash in the pan? I don't know. Could be the same thing with Akil Baddoo. We just don't know. Not enough baseball has been played yet. Hey everyone, well that does it for today's MLB recap. Let me know in the comment section down below. Do we think that the Rockies can right the ship now that Jeff Bridich is no longer with the squad? Are the Yankees going to play some good baseball anytime soon? We'll have to wait and see. And then also the Royals, are they going to be able to keep it up? Let me know in the comment section down below. Do not forget to use code Fuzzy at SeatGeek for 20 bucks off, and enjoy this day in MLB history.
Bonds hits one high and deep to left field, and there it is! Home run number 300 for Barry Bonds.